All right, quick no nonsense buy-in tip for any coach that feels like I'm having trouble connecting with this person, helping this person, any of these things. First, the number one thing that we see all the time when we do coaching with other coaches is people still think that logic and facts and expertise are enough to change the behavior of somebody. They're not. You're only an expert in somebody's eyes when they invite you into their life, when you've built that trust, because that's what buy-in is. Trust plus commitment. Yet so many coaches are task focused. They just go into an interaction wanting to solve a problem, wanting to solve a problem. You can't solve the problem until you get to know the person, because if somebody doesn't trust you, they're not going to tell you what the problem is. Also, don't expect the truth from people that lie to themselves. Most people don't know how to express their problem. Yes, building trust is a long game. Yes, this is what we coach people to do. But appealing to their emotions, listening to them, and also time, just understanding that time needs to pass for you to build buy-in is one of the key factors. So, okay, how do I do it, smart guy? I know I can tell you guys, oh, you know what? Just read my book. Or I can tell you, take my course. The reality is one of the most valuable things you can do to get better at building buy-in is role play. Yeah, I said it, role playing. Now, I have a friend that one time told me, hey, I'm not going to role play. I'm not going to play make-believe. I'm a grown-ass man. Fine. Say that to people in the military. Say that to boxers that shadow box. Say that to any other profession that actually practices. Say that to a surgeon who works on cadavers. Coaches are one of the only people, the only professions, and I'm especially looking at strength and conditioning, that don't practice their craft. And don't bullshit me and say that going in and lifting weights and getting in the weight room is practicing your craft. That's training. That's physical training. Coaching is the skill of interacting, right? The skill of listening, the skill of discerning. How do you discover, decode, decide, deliver? What drives somebody? What makes them tick? And then how do you zero in on that? When I first wrote my book, there were a lot of lazy coaches that said, well, I coach 30 to 40 to 50 athletes a group. And what does that mean, right? I spent most of my career doing the same thing, that you can't get to know them. You ask them if they're sore. You ask them how they slept. You ask them little questions. Nobody's asking you to turn water into wine in one session. Your job as a coach is to connect with people and then help them from the inside out. That doesn't take much to realize. So if you don't have the time to get to know people, then you probably shouldn't be a coach, right? Because you're probably in this for the wrong reasons. But the main point I want you to take away is those of you that are struggling from buying, you need to ask yourself, how much am I relying on trying to convince this person through logic? How much am I relying on giving them facts, research, education? How much am I handicapped, because essentially you guys are, by the curse of knowledge, thinking that what you know is what they're going to understand just if you tell them that? Not going to be the case. Figure out what drives them. If you need help with that, go to artofcoaching.com/what drives you. Yes, I'm going to tell you to review our resources, but most importantly, role play so you get alternative perspective. If you have somebody play you and show you like, hey, this is how you come across, there's nothing more valuable. Better yet, even if you don't want to reverse that role playing, just videotape yourself. Go up to somebody and say, hey, this is somebody that I'm struggling kind of convincing about something, building trust with. Here are some descriptors of them. Here's how they tend to behave. Would you mind acting that out with me? Now, some people will do that really well. Some people might not, right? So you might have to do this 4 or 5 different times under different constraints and different iterations. But just like logic isn't going to help, neither is just reading a book, neither is just taking a course. You have to role play. You have to get in those situations. Take it or leave it, but that's the tip. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.